Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Once Upon a Time, Season 5, Episode 4, The Broken Kingdom. I'm your host, Dom. Yeah, I'm your host, Dom.
Oh-ho!
With me, my co-host, Nikki.
Hi.
And my other co-host, Sev.
Hi.
How's it going?
Could be better, but all in all, it's alright.
Slurping up that soup over there.
Coffee.
Oh,
Coffee.
Slurping up that coffee over there.
Mm.
So what'd you ladies think of this episode?
Oh my god, the flashbacks going back and forth got me confused sometimes.
I mean, it was all over the place.
It was. I had to
all
go
over the place.
watch it again to get the math.
There was some really good parts, and then there was parts that really disappointed me. Like, we barely saw Robin, we barely saw Regina, we barely saw Emma and Hook. It was Lancelot, Arthur, Snow, and David.
Yeah. A lot of it, though, was in the past before they came. So the timeline here was jumping between before they got there, about 5 years before. So it was like right around the time the curse was active, just before the first curse. And then, or was it just after? I don't know now, because this has got me confused. Because they kept saying 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, okay, why did a little math? Okay, they said that Merlin, when they first got, he was in the tree for about 10 years.
Okay.
They said about a decade. Well, when they showed the flashback, he was already in the tree when they were kids. So I was thinking they're about 13, 15 years old, give or take.
Okay.
A couple of years.
Yeah.
You know, they're just, I mean, they're
closer to 13, yeah.
Yeah, they're puberty stage anyways. Well, and then it says 10 years later, so that would make them 23, 25 now, which is plausible because they're not old.
Yeah.
So that means 5 years ago when he pulled the sword out of the stone, he was around 18, 20 years old.
Okay, I got that much. But there's 30 years in between the curse.
I know.
And
unless they're lying about how long Merlin's been in the tree.
I guess maybe they're... Because I'm also thinking maybe they're frozen in time, so they don't... You know, during the curse we're frozen, so they don't realize how much time actually passed, but...
I know. See, that's why I went back. I was like, wait a minute. He said they're 10 years. There's no way. Because, I mean, if they're like 30, that's only 20. But they showed them as kids looking at the tree. So that's more than 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's why I went back and did the math. So either they're lying about how long he's actually been in the tree, or something kind of like Neverland where time kind of slows down. It's slowed down.
I was like, oh, maybe time hasn't passed in Camelot. But then all the other characters would be like, you know, so much older. Not that time wouldn't pass, but like the curse wasn't active, rather. The first curse was not active in Camelot because it was over the Enchanted Forest. We know it's close, but we don't know the proximity exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that the Broken Isles that were down, you know, at the bottom were the only places in the Enchanted Forest that the story didn't, or the curse didn't touch. And we know that Cora was prancing around as Lancelot down there. And that was already after the whole story of the Round Table. So
yeah. So that's what I was. It's maybe like for every 1 year in real life, or every 5 years they only age 1 year or something. You know, something weird. Because it doesn't make sense. The math doesn't make sense.
I think they're just like...
I rewatched it.
Yeah, I think their math is just not factoring in the curse. I think that's really all it comes down to.
Yeah, no, it's something.
That makes sense.
Something's not right.
Yeah. So.
But that's what I got. That's kind of that's in that time frame of when they said Merlin, how long he's been in the tree.
Yeah. But we got to see a lot of the Arthur's kind of quest to find the dagger. You know, that was like the main.
You mean
part
his
of this
obsession?
Episode. Yeah. His quest.
One of his very many obsessions.
No, he's not obsessed with anything.
Oh my god.
No, not at all.
Nuts. He's like borderline crazy.
Yeah.
Not borderline. He is.
Lee says in chat, well, who still likes Arthur and his crazy wife? Guess what? I never liked them from the beginning. So you know what? Doesn't count me in.
I like Arthur more now.
He does have a few more quirks that make him more interesting.
There's more depth to the character now. Before he was just a regular flat character, and now there's layers. He's like an onion.
Well, now you're realizing what happened with him and Guinevere and why she
Yeah, why she's so shifty now.
Yeah, why she's shifty now, and how she basically she lost the guy that she fell in love with and started falling in love with someone else.
Yeah, we get the sand from Babylon.
Avalon.
Avalon? I thought it was Babylon. Was it Avalon? What the hell is Avalon?
Avalon.
Avalon? What the hell is Avalon?
It's a place like Babylon, but it's named Avalon instead.
I could have sworn they said Babylon.
No, they said Avalon.
They need to enunciate better in this show.
Maybe you just need to listen better.
I watched the episode twice and I heard Babylon both times.
Oh, it's Avalon.
It was Avalon.
Wow.
Do I need to look this up?
Yes, please. I need to know what Avalon is. I was all set. I knew what Babylon was.
It's a Toyota.
Oh, okay. Got it. Done. So,
okay, I'll do better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we see it's meant to appear to fix everything. You know?
Yep.
So
Camelot's fake.
So
it's
Guinevere was originally going to use this on the sword to make Arthur, appear that the sword is whole and trick everybody, not just Arthur, but she couldn't do it. Why do you think she didn't do it?
There's still a part of her that loves him and wants him to be the man that he was, wants him back.
Mm-hmm.
And she was giving him a chance to, do the right thing kind of thing. And yeah.
Avalon is definitely a place that is not named.
Oh, great.
Babylon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Meaning apple.
It's a place where King Arthur's sword Excalibur was forged, and later where Arthur was taken to recover his wounds after the Battle of Camlan. Avalon was associated from an early date with mystical practices and people such as Morgan Le Fay. So.
It means apple.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, she was just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe hopefully this would, shake him out of there. And of course it didn't, because he was like, I saw you with Lancelot, but you didn't see shit, dude.
Yeah.
You saw him
saying goodbye.
You saw them saying goodbye. That was it.
It was because of that tiny little cheek caress. That was enough for him to be like angry boner, and he wanted throw things.
Well, that was like a friendly thing. They've known each other. I mean, granted, we know what happened, but they've known each other since childhood. So when you're saying goodbye to someone that you've known since childhood, I mean, there is feelings. You love that person, just different kind of love.
Lancelot hasn't been around since.
Well, they've been. We don't know.
Since Arthur first started his quest for Excalibur when he was mid-teen. So Lancelot's been around since then, but not since they were children.
We don't know how long he really came when he came into the picture, but it's been a while.
We just know that Lancelot was not there during the time that we saw. That doesn't mean he wasn't there when they were children. He was just not there in that particular moment.
Yeah.
But
we saw him when they pulled Excalibur out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how long they've known each other. It just seems like they've known each other for a long time.
But we saw the sands of Avalon. We saw them change the whole kingdom over, and this one spire that existed. They were in a Rapunzel style tower, just turned into this grand castle. Right at the end, I was like, whoa, that's cool. But what I was not expecting was Arthur to pour it over Guinevere.
He didn't want to lose her.
I had a feeling that it might happen from what Rumpel said.
Mm-hmm.
About it can't fix a broken heart or whatnot. And when that happened, I'm like, oh, dude, don't, no, oh, crap.
Yeah. In chat, we have the most powerful magic of all says, I didn't like how they tried to make adultery look beautiful. Not that what Arthur did with the sand was right.
It really, I don't know if you consider it like adultery.
It's not adultery. It's more or less he just wants things to go his way.
I don't think necessarily that he means that with Arthur, but I think
with Lancelot
he means
and Gwen?
with Lancelot and Gwen. You know, he's saying how that made that look beautiful, but then, you know, not saying that what Arthur did afterwards with the sand was right either. But
no, it wasn't. Didn't make it look beautiful. It's, you know,
it was a spur of the moment, innocent action. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that at that moment,
emotions were running high. She thought she was going to lose one of her closest friends, and something stupid happened. And
I don't know. It seemed to be building up to that anyway, because it's
we know the story.
Yeah,
we already knew that they had
I know, but I'm saying
flag,
the dance and everything. Like, they went out to the dance, they had that little festival thing, and she's like, "Oh, you know, this is
that was her birthday."
Yeah, okay, so her birthday festival, right? And then she's like, "Oh, this was very nice, but Arthur didn't do any of this, did he? You know, and your silence is..." So she knew Lancelot did this whole thing, and it's like what she wanted, but she knew that it wasn't from who she wanted it to be. So it was like, oh, you know, Arthur's not going to step up and do this kind of stuff, so this guy's coming in, doing everything that you want, and is that okay?
He's doing... Yeah, he's doing it in the name of Arthur, so... Arthur doesn't, you know, get in trouble. But she already knows, you know, as a woman, we know. Because obviously it wasn't him. Otherwise he would have put things down and went to the dance with her. He would have danced with her. He would have, you know, been with her.
She would have been like, "Come dance with me." And he'd be like, she would have been like, "Shut up and come dance with me." And he'd be like, "Aight."
What did she, walk the moon?
Yeah.
Shut up and dance with me.
Yeah.
They would have been amazing if they cut back to like Granny's diner and Henry's listening to that, you know, at the jukebox.
Yes. Someone make a clip of that.
Yeah.
Please. I want to see that.
But, you know, she begged him to come. I mean, clearly she begged him to stop this, and he was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, if it was just a party, then that's a party. But it was her birthday.
Yeah. No, I'm tongue-tied. Arthur was totally in the wrong there. Like, yeah, he should have been paying attention. He should have been doing this. Do I blame Guinevere for, you know, like, her thing with Lancelot? No, I don't. Still not saying it's right, but I don't blame her.
No.
You know, because it's kind of a terrible situation all around. Because if everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. So,
bingo.
Know.
But, you know, men get obsessed over toys.
Yeah. We get distracted easy. Shiny, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Shiny. That's... Women are shiny.
What?
You know?
Amiibo?
Squirrel. Amiibos. Is Amiibos? Where are the Amiibos? I don't see any of my Amiibos. They're all not here. So I can't even throw one up. I just got Shulk and Marth today. Anyway, so the two of them, Guinevere and Lancelot, end up going to the Dark One's vault. And they're trying to find the obsession, you know, trying to finish this for Arthur. And I don't know, they got there with Merlin's gauntlet, which is what they ended up trading to Rumple.
Yeah.
So
we were wondering who they were going to meet. What Dark One?
Yeah.
Were they going to meet?
Yeah.
I mean, considering that it's in the time of Rumple, he was probably the only Dark One we were going to see.
Yeah, cause I think when we were speculating, I was like, it's got to be Rumple, because Rumple's been the Dark One for like the last 800 years. So.
But then again, we don't know how time flies in that town.
Yeah. We don't know how time flies in Once Upon a Time, period.
No.
We're already confused because of their... I'm going to tweet Adam and Eddie. I'm probably not going to get an answer. But see if they could shine some light on what went on with this 5 years ago when the curse was, existing.
Guys, we need a line graph, please.
Something
to keep us from getting wackadoo.
Yeah. I mean, none of this makes sense at all because, wait, does it?
Can we
No,
not
I'm
think
trying to
about
think.
it?
So if Camelot was not involved in the curse, let's say Camelot was not in the curse. 5 years ago, let's say Arthur pulled the sword.
Mm-hmm.
No, because then Rumpel would still be in Storybrooke.
This might have been before the curse.
Yeah.
Well, then that doesn't make sense because the curse it's been going on for 20
30
something years.
Yeah. It was
So.
like 20.
I was trying to make logic out of that, but the
like
fact that Rumpel's there, that throws the logic out the window because I was going to say
Well, maybe
that this
they
could have
weren't
gone on
touched.
during the curse. I was thinking this was going on during the curse, like right at the start of it. And then when we see Lancelot and Cora said he killed him, that was immediately afterwards, after all this, Cora, he leaves, Lancelot's dead. They didn't know anything about Lancelot, quote unquote, being dead. And then when, Mary Margaret found out and then, they told everybody, that would kind of make sense. But the fact that Rumpel was there when he was under the curse, unless we find out that Rumpel was jumping back and forth somehow between the realms that we didn't know about.
Because it said it was 5 years between when he pulled the sword, basically, until they came to Camelot. And so, yeah, it's kind of like how does time measure there?
King Loves You to Death says Andrew Chambliss released a timeline recently, so I'm gonna have to try to find that at some point.
Okay. Well, we don't know how time progresses.
Yeah, and Lee says that Camelot's only a boat ride away from the Enchanted Forest, so I would assume that it wasn't affected by
much like Prince Eric's.
And like Arendelle was not affected by the curse, so but it was frozen, and yeah. So time kind of lined up.
Yeah, so the times kind of, we don't know. We've never known exactly how the times match up. Is it 3-1? Is it 5-1? Or what? You know what I mean? We don't know.
So then Mary Margaret and David, their little plan, when Mary Margaret goes off with Lancelot and all that, but their fight, I thought they legit fought. I didn't think that they were like,
No,
well, no, the fight was real.
No, I understand that, but I didn't. I thought that the whole time Charming was just being a dumbass and just storming off without her, to tell King Arthur everything.
Oh, when he told him, I was like, "You little bitch."
Yeah, see, that's the exact same reaction I had. I was just like, "You motherfucker! Like, you can't do that. Like that. Your wife just told you
is gonna hurt you."
Yeah.
For a moment there, I thought Mary Margaret was Regina.
I did too.
When she was like, when Arthur's trying to summon Emma, she's like, she's not coming. And it was just the way she said it. I was like, Regina? Hey, look at you.
Oh my, because I had already watched this episode once, and one of my friends came over and we watched it again today, and she turned to me and she goes, "That's Regina." So that's not like a one. I felt it the first time I watched it. She felt it. You guys both, did you both feel it?
I didn't feel. I thought maybe a little bit. I mean, it was Regina's enough that maybe I'm thinking that maybe a little bit of Regina is rubbing off on her. That was me. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
I was like,
no, I
was like, my phone's on silent.
Regina. Yeah. I was like, oh yes, they're making her a part of this episode instead of leaving her out.
She was out hiding the dagger. Because she got pissed off. I've been spending all day hiding the dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, and then we find out, that there's just a little bit of the Sand of Avalon left. So, after their whole plan and whatever, and it blows up in their face, they get the sand poured all over them.
Blew an opportunity there.
He did.
He should have just grabbed her and kissed her.
Yeah, you know what? A true love's kiss. Lancelot, you dummy. He should have just did it.
She was right freaking there.
She probably would have stabbed him before his lips connected.
I doubt it. It would have took her by surprise.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, now he's locked in a dungeon with Merida.
Yeah.
How the fuck did she get there?
I don't know, but Arthur just seems to be pissing off a lot of people. He's getting his fingers dirty in every socket.
Mm-hmm. Now with Lancelot in the cell, was that present day or that was in Camelot?
That's in Camelot.
Okay, so in Camelot, he's got Merida there, but then we find out later Merida is actually in the Enchanted Forest now tied to the Dark One's car.
I mean, Storybrooke.
Storybrooke. What did I say?
You said Enchanted Forest.
Enchanted Forest. Yeah, Storybrooke. Tied to Emma's car. A little BDSM going on. No.
It kind of makes sense with Emma's getup.
Yeah. No, but yeah, so she wants Merida to I cringed at the pun to make Rumble brave.
It was so bad.
I cringed at that one. You guys know how much I love puns, and I cringed at that one.
It was so...
I think I blacked out for the rest of the episode after that. I was just done.
Yeah.
No, I had to pay attention.
But I mean, the whole Rumple can be molded into anything. Could be the biggest hero. Can be anything because he's got a clean slate. I love that whole story. And like I said, it's just getting back to what I said about being the Dark One and how it was controlling his heart the whole time.
Does he have? If he took Merlin's gauntlet, shouldn't it be in the shop?
Not necessarily. Some of the stuff is still in his mansion, his castle back in the Enchanted Forest.
Yeah,
Not
he didn't
all of it
take
came
everything with him. Some stuff stayed, like Robin's bow, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, because Robin took that.
So back.
I believe, what the hell was it? Remember Balefire went back for it? He was looking for something to make a portal, and
I can't remember.
He went and he pressed his...
I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember.
Yeah. No, remember he pressed the blood and it opened up, and there's all stuff in there, and so Rumple has not taken everything with him, and Danette Stone King says that Rumple mentioned Camelot in an episode with the Queens of Evil when they kidnapped Belle, and there's actually been quite a few references to Camelot as the series has gone on. I even mentioned in season 1 that the Holy Grail is sitting on one of Rumple's shelves in his castle, and it was confirmed by producers that actually was the Holy Grail. So, yeah. But I forget where I was going with this now. Oh, you were saying the gauntlet?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious now because we know Rumple always makes a trade for something that he needs. So he's not going to trade away this sand for the gauntlet for no reason.
Just because. No.
So I'm curious now how the gauntlet is going to tie into this.
I'm also curious, they haven't shown it, is Merlin's tree, if he's still a tree in Storybrooke?
Well, we won't know for a while yet. It's near the mid-season.
I'm going to assume it is, because if it's not, they need to find a way back to Camelot.
Yeah.
So...
And I'm sure they will. I mean,
I'm sure Merlin is a way back to Camelot. Merlin can open, because we've seen him be, as the sorcerer, have the door that goes to Arendelle. So he has the magic to do that, but we just need Merlin first. So
I still get this feeling that Emma, she's, as the Dark One, even though she's trying to lead them
to the answer
because she can't tell them. And it's like she already knows, and she needs them to figure it out.
I think she has multiple plans right now, and one is to fool whoever she needs to fool, and also lead her family to the right solution.
Yeah.
She's being literally torn in two. She fighting the both good and evil in her. She wants to. Yeah.
And you know what we actually glazed over last week was the fact that. The Jolly Roger was not supposed to be in Storybrooke. It went missing last season, and Emma, because I just rewatched it today, Emma actually went and got the Jolly Roger back for Hook and gave it back to him.
Didn't Blackbeard have it?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yes. So Emma got that back for Hook and gave it back to him as a present, and then stole his sword and all that, admits it. So it was mentioned, but it was quickly grazed over, so I was just like, huh.
Yeah, see, she's
working lots of plans. She is.
She's just being tugged inside. You could tell when she's at the end when she was looking at the flower, she wants to be the old Emma, but she kind of likes the new Emma, and she does. She's like,
I mean, even after...
I don't know.
She even says, look at Rumpel, like he's a better person for being the Dark One, and she honestly believes that.
He kinda is, because he's learned from his mistakes.
He is. Well, he's gained confidence and stuff like that. And Lee is saying in chat, I like the brave line and what rest of the episode, and how does making Rumpel brave qualify him as a hero? A lot of villains are brave. Yes, they are, but it's being brave does not make you the hero. It's your heart, and your actions.
His has been wiped clean right now.
Right. So if he's wiped clean and he's going to be a hero, he can't be a coward and a hero at the same time. So he needs to be brave to become the hero. So being brave does not synonymously make him a hero, but
it gives him the tools.
Exactly. Exactly.
She's baby steps there.
Yeah. So what about Emma and Hook this episode?
We saw very little of them.
What we did was so sweet.
The hell was going on there? Riding. I think Lee said earlier on up in chat that he had like a Twilight vibe from Twilight inspired flowers for Swan and Killian. I felt more like Star Wars Episode 2, I think it was, with Anakin and Padme.
I had a Wizard of Oz feel with the poppies.
Will put them to sleep.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Yeah.
I saw it as a field of middle mist because that's what the flower is. That's the significance between Arthur and Guinevere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't make any other connections to it.
But it was sweet because he's like, trust me. He knows that the image of Rumpel's in her head, but then he's like, what's not here?
Rumpel.
And she's like, it's
It was really clever of him. Like,
yes.
But then again, I think my mind would be in other places if I was riding on the horse with him as well.
What was the horse's name?
Nicodemus.
Yeah, like, Henry, is that your dad? No, it's a horse.
It's a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, the only Nicodemus I can think of is the one from the Mouse movie.
The Great Mouse Detective?
No, not that one.
The Secret of NIMH.
That one. But I mean, Nicodemus is definitely
Isn't he a sorcerer or something?
He is some sort of
like a scholar or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of biblical references to Nicodemus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know enough of that to actually say I know who he is. So
it's like a name you hear.
It's a name you hear, and it's more than just some.
Yeah, well, in the Bible, he was noted for assisting in Jesus' burial, but outside of that, I really don't know much about him. So,
I don't think it's really significant.
I know it's a Greek name too on top of it. So if that has anything to do with anything, it's more of the Greek mythology that is being intertwined here. So I'm really surprised if we don't see the underworld in the second half of this season.
Some more Greek stuff.
Lee just said, as I said it too, I see pop up in chat, Greek myth. Nicodemus is in Greek myth, so there you go. Yeah, but Violet and Henry, they're totally getting close. Hook, that look on Hook's face, oh my god.
He was like, tapped it. Like,
and
she's
Emma
like, that's
was like,
my tween son. Stop it.
He wasn't even,
He lied to me, and I'm the dark one.
He's like, you're also his mom.
That's scarier. So
yeah,
mom, yeah, they'd rather take on the dark one than their mom.
Yep.
I don't see. I'm just like, I'm super paranoid about everyone now. I mean, if Arthur's all corrupted and evil-ish, he's not evil. He thinks he's doing the right thing. I mean, but that speech he gave when he was holding the fake dagger in his hand, it was like, dude, you are some sort of wrong.
That was a nice fake. That was clearly crafted by Regina. There's no other way that they wielded it. They created that dagger in that amount of time.
And Snow didn't trust Lancelot all the way.
No.
She had a little questions.
Because
Lee says, what other activity could get a 13 to 15-year-old heart racing with a 13-year-old girl besides riding a horse?
I know.
Yes?
Picking wild strawberries.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
No.
No?
If it were a euphemism, I'd say cherries.
A euphemism?
Mhm.
Oh, cherries. Yeah, that's a horse of a different color.
Completely.
You ladies have anything else for this episode?
It's fake!
This whole episode was fake. They should have just blew the dust right at the start of this thing.
Well.
This title card here. They should have, instead of the castle in the background, we should have just seen the dust.
We should have.
When I was like, saw it was all fake, all I had was that meme I had on YouTube. You see the guy, it's fake, it's real, it's fake.
What are we gonna do about Snow and David being fixed?
Oh my god.
We're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna
Regina's
watch.
gonna find out. She has the super ability to know when things are just not right.
Yeah, you could see it, like her head just kind of like the gears going click, click, click.
She's
click,
like, wait a minute, I spent all day hiding that thing.
Yeah, she knows something's up.
Yeah.
She'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But still, I think Snow and David are gonna be the one to ruin everything again.
I hope so. I like them better as
But
evil.
it's not.
There's much more depth
I'm
to
not
Charming,
even
especially.
I'm not even saying that they're evil. I'm just saying that they're gonna ruin things.
No, I know.
That's
I
what
like
they
that.
do.
But those two characters, in my opinion, on the show are the two most flat characters out there because they're so goody two shoes that everything they do is just portrayed in one way. So when you get to see them on the opposite side of it, you're like, oh, there's actually some substance here, and I really enjoy that. So
That's why I like that one scene where Snow's just like, she's not coming. There was so much sass and attitude. I just wanted to kiss her face.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't. It's like this episode's was like, who do you trust? Who do you not trust? Who's telling the truth? Who's lying? I mean, there was different ones. Like I almost got the feeling that Arthur knew David had or could get his hand on the dagger because he's I'm going to show you the sword and stuff. It's like, you trust this guy and you've only known him for 20 hours?
Yep. Yeah. But like, even in chat, the most powerful magic of all said the best quote of the episode, she's not coming.
Mm-hmm. She's not. There was just, oh God. It was great. That one line makes me, I'm never going to forget this episode just because of that.
Anyway, next week episode is called Dreamcatcher. In Camelot, as Mary, Margaret, and David attempt to retrieve the Dark One dagger, Emma uses a dreamcatcher to look into the past and see how Merlin was transformed into a tree. Together, Emma and Regina figure out the critical ingredient that they must acquire to free Merlin, but it's a race against Arthur, who does not want Merlin released. Ooh, that puts a whole new twist on things.
Of course he doesn't.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't want to know his demise because he knows he's done wrong.
Yep. Meanwhile, with the encouragement from his moms, aka Emma and Regina, yeah. Henry musters up the courage to ask Violet on a date.
Aww.
Back in Storybrooke, the heroes break into Emma's house hoping to locate gold, but what they find will give them a glimpse of Emma's end game. Far from prying eyes, Merida sets about the mission Emma has tasked her with and begins molding gold into the hero they need to draw Excalibur. Now, I am going to say, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I did see spoilers. There was a photo released of an upcoming episode. I know who pulls the sword. So I will not say, I'm not spoiling it, number one for you two, and number two for everybody watching. But what I will say is the four of us, which Cleo's not here right now, the four of us have named 1, 2,
6.
There was 2 each, and we were all different.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Lee, who was in chat with us at the time, named a 9th. Out of those 9 guesses, one of them is correct. So if you want to know who at least narrow that number down to one of the 9 are, you can go back and watch last week's show. It's toward the end of the episode when I write that down. But yes, one of us was correct. And hopefully next week we may see who it is. If not, probably the week after.
Baby Neil all the way!
That was one of the guesses. So
It was.
I don't know how he would do that.
It's time.
How? I don't even know.
Just saying, that was
Does
one of the
he
guesses.
have magic we don't know about?
Doesn't matter. Time is fucked in Once Upon a Time. Something could have happened. And
It's a 1-year-old Neil.
No. Maybe he got bumped up to like 8 years old.
I doubt
He's
that.
reaching for his bottle and accidentally grabbed the sword, and it just
What
fell
would
out.
he be doing down in her dungeon?
Don't know.
I don't know. Maybe, big
Maybe she
sister's
was
babysitting.
I was gonna say she's babysitting. He's like Jack from Incredibles.
Nikki, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Rachel, where can the people find you?
She's done, man. She's broke.
I'm picturing this in my head. You can find me on Twitter. It's Savannah17 right here.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. You can find the 3 of us and others on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows.
Your eyes are watering a little.
I know they are.
Till next week. I don't even. Was that Baby Neil?
Yeah.
That was so baby deal. Oh.
Somebody just needs to give him a good burping.
Baby sister, older sister's babysit. Yeah, here, Dark one, babysit my kid.
That sounds like a great idea.
Oh, wonderful idea.
I think Zelina's baby's gonna reach through her stomach and pull the sword out.
Oh, that's even better.